Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. As some hours ago, Peter Obi cried out literally when they asked him a question concerning what the fate of obedience whose accounts were frozen, that the account for their contribution was frozen from the directives ordered from CBN. And the response was that if obedience are going through this, you can imagine what he may be going through or he is going through in the hands of the government. But while we're at it looks like more things are unfolding. Though Atiku Abubakar did mention in an recent interview, that he has really nothing to fear about the youth clamoring for Peter Obi, but rather that as regions keep progressing, the diversity of youth also differs, which means much of the sound may be coming from maybe southeast, a little bit of southwest, but not all the regions. But it looks like that may not be the whole entirety of the truth, as more events and issues are unfolding. We're going to give you full details on that. Before we do that, kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it. You see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, there's a reported apprehension in the quarters of the People's Democratic Party, that's PDP, over the indication that it may be losing the path to victory in the North Central. Sources have informed most media houses. This followed preliminary report of a technical committee of the party, which overtook a performance assessment in the region. The report, which a source said did not favor the party's presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, has sent shockwaves across PDP presidential campaign council. It's the tradition for parties, especially big ones, to undertake pre-election assessment with the hope that they know where to channel their resources in order to win voters. Most of the traditional supporters of the party in Benue, Nasarawa, and even Plateau State are said to have rejected the PDP and instead supported the Labour Party. The LP is also said to be gaining ground in Kwara, Kogi, and even in Niger State, where the PDP is also being rejected. The party is also said to be doing poorly in Abuja, where it's all outperformed by the ruling All Progressive Congress in the area council election held in February this year. February next year rather. Peter Obi, presidential candidate of the Labour Party, in contrast, is said to have gained massive ground in FCT, just as he has in Benue, Nasarawa, and Plateau, according to members of his team who spoke to some media houses. Having seen his stock in rise in the southeast and south-south, Obi has seen the north central zone as a likely path to Aso Rock and is said to have concluded plans to pump resources to guarantee victory. It was gathered that Obi's relentless visit to the zone, especially Benue State, where he had obtained an indirect endorsement from Benue State Governor Samuel Otom, is to ensure he holds the zone. The zone, according to information from Obi camp, is leaning heavily in his favor. The North Central, which is made up of Nasarawa, Kogi, Benue, Niger, Kwara, and Plateau, has about 14.1 million voters. With Abuja, they account for 7 states in the zone, with Nasarawa, Benue, FCT, and Plateau accounting for 7.4 million votes. Obi camp feels victory in these states will signal likely victory in the presidential election. The PDP is said to be very unhappy that stakeholders in the zone are working at cross purposes, even as many have dumped the party. The party is worried that rallies organized by obedience movement in support of Obi have been consistently successful, where there have been large turnout of supporters, while PDP has not been able to stage any rally. The committee therefore recommended large allocation of resources and frequent stakeholders meetings to ensure that the party will hold down the zone, which is acknowledged is slipping away. A member of the Obidati presidential campaign, Anoche Oziaku, said that with more than half of the voting population youth, Obi stands a better chance in North Central, as you can see from our rallies. Onoche, who was the special assistant on youth development in Delta State Governor, to Delta State Governor, explained that we have identified where we are strong, and we know that in some places, no matter what we do, we can't do well. So if you see us aiming for North Central, it's because the signs for victory are clear. The party knows it, and we are positive. Well, this is quite interesting. So when you see them talk big, talk puff, talk nonchalant, that's not true. When you keep hearing them saying is an online president, that's also not true. I'm not saying that you don't need grassroots. It clearly shows that Peter Obi, they called him structureless at the beginning. They said he can't even gather up to 200 members or even 200 rally people, youth that will come out for the rally. Now it's almost consistent. Cut across some states in Nigeria that every Saturday rallies meant for Bidati must hold in some states. Even as we speak today, that is a Saturday. There's a rally going on, but it's just that it has become consistent that all Saturdays rally must go on in favor of Peter Obi. While at it, apart from Akwa Ibom that they flagged down, flagged open their presidential election campaigns properly. I'm talking about PDP. There have really been no rally per se, and it's been a case of drag in, drag out with Wike, Governor Yeson Wike, and his five musketeers who have made up their mind that Ayu has to resign before they get their consent. And from all indication, Atiku Abubakar have moved on. While they're still busy, scrolling for scrubbles, Peter Obi is still busy and still is on it, going on doing his job, advocating, selling himself, bringing himself to the media always, meeting stakeholders, the emirs, the monarchs, traditional rulers, keep telling them, I'm not here because don't vote because I'm an Igbo man. Just the exact opposite of what Atiku Abubakar was telling his people. So don't vote an Igbo man, don't vote a Yoruba man, vote a Northerner, your brother. But he will say, don't vote for me because I'm an Igbo man, don't vote for me because I'm a Southerner, vote for me because not only am I a Nigerian, vote for me for competence. Check us out. Check out the one who has the most competence. I don't think it's a wrong campaign team or campaign slogan. If you know you are competent enough, why are you so scared of bringing down most of his campaign billboard? Is becoming a bit notorious in prominent areas in Delta State. Be that artist may, don't forget that even in Delta State, Okowa happened to be the running mate of Atiku Abubakar, so it may not speak too well. Whether you like it or yes, in as much as Peter Obi is using his strength, his greatest strength, which is always selling himself, coming on media houses, granting interviews, letting Nigerians know it's either 2023 or nothing. A quick one. During the time of Jonathan, Nigeria was actually seen as one of the fastest growing economy in the world, especially Africa, where there was actually a vision 2020. Alas, when he left, everything down, took a different turn. Nigeria not only became one of the headquarters of poverty in the world, in Africa, became even in the world, where some few individuals can actually become, or few individuals are actually richer than a nation called Nigeria. Well, that's going to wrap it up. You've heard it all. What's your take on the fact that they looks as if Peter Obi is not making any move, but looks like North Central is in the back for Peter Obi. All he needs to do is keep pressing on. That's going to wrap it up. Let's begin the conversation.